Hello and welcome to BGSU Falcon Weekly. I'm Evan Pivnick, joined by head coach of the Bowling Green Falcons, Bergeron. Coach, thanks for joining me, and go back to this past weekend against Bemidji State. Obviously not the outcome you wanted Friday night and Saturday night, not the outcome you wanted as well, but able to get a point out of the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you get 1 point out of a possible 4. I don't care where it is or against who, or you're not happy with it. You know, full marks to Bemidji. They're coming off a big tournament win a couple weeks ago, and they played like that this past weekend, and we didn't. You know, in the course of 2 games, it was as bad of a process as we've had all year long, and we take pride in the process. And I think right now we're a little bit tired, more mental than physical tired, I think, and feel a little bit sorry for ourselves, and we need to just kind of get out of our own way and get back to playing the way we want to play and the way we can control, which is competing at a really high level, putting the focus on the process and the details of our game as individuals, and then collectively the process and the details of our game will be better. I'm not downplaying this. There's still plenty of hockey to play. Just not a great weekend as far as we're concerned, and all we can do now is put that behind us and move forward.
You said to yourself, there's plenty of hockey to be played. Was that kind of set up for this past weekend, kind of a wake-up call or reality check, so to speak, where the team has so much hockey to play, and beginning of the season, everything was kind of going the team's way, and then the team kind of struggles a bit. It's kind of a wake-up call or a little reality check.
Yeah, I hope so. That was the message this morning when I met with the leaders, and it starts with them. They need to play better as individuals. Again, we have not been in this position before where the target is on our chest. I mean, I could hear players from the other team talking about the ranking and, it's only a number and that kind of thing. And we're normally the ones saying that and saying, hey, yeah, they're ranked, but, we can outcompete them or whatever. The shoe's on the other foot now, and we haven't handled it great over the last 6-8 games. It's something that we're getting used to. I do think the novelty's worn off. I do think that is nothing more than an excuse, and it has to go away. We need to play better. And hopefully, as you say, this past weekend was a little bit of a wake-up call that no one's going to give us a free pass because people are talking about us more this year than they have before. That's just not going to happen. It works the exact opposite. We're going to get people's best game, and we better be prepared to play at our level. And the responsibility to that, Evan, is to ourselves and to each other. We don't owe anybody else that. It's something that we need to focus on and get our heads right. And we feel like we will. It's just a matter of, like I said, getting out of our own way and getting back to playing the level of hockey that we've established for ourselves.
Now, this upcoming weekend, playing Ferris State, 2 games at home and then weekend after on the road. How do you prepare yourself for a 4-game series against the same team?
Well, again, we don't put a whole lot of emphasis on that we're playing the same team 4 times. What we're focusing on is getting back to playing our game at our level. And the fact that we play 4 teams in a row is not going to change what the discussion is, and that is we need to be back on the proper path, heading in the right direction. We don't think we're way off that path. We're just off it, but we need to get back on it and get moving forward. I think we've established since we've gone over to this new league and together, there's a rivalry here between us and Ferris. We played them in the playoffs. Yes, it was in the CCHA, but we played them in the playoffs before, and we played a bunch of hockey against this team. We've put ourselves in a situation where there's a little bit of separation between the 2 teams in terms of the standings, but these next 4 games could close that gap, or it could make it a lot bigger. And it's not going to take the focus of our preparation. Our preparation is going to stay the same. But the fact is, we're playing a team that they know what's going on in the standings. They know doing well over the next 4 games can really close the gap between the 2 teams as we're fighting for home ice. And this is against a rival. So I hopefully the weekend comes at a perfect time for us to get our game back on track against a team that we know we need to play well to have success.
Obviously, playing against as you said, a rival makes it a little bit more interesting and fun.
Absolutely, and again, we want to get back to our ground zero, which is competitive, which is intense, which is relentless hockey no matter what, and doing that against a rival shouldn't be difficult to get up for, shouldn't be difficult to get them focused on. And you know, hopefully it'll work as a good thing. But we know Ferris is going to come in here. It's been a tough 4 games for them in a row against a really, really good team in Minnesota State. But they're coming in fired up. They're coming in hungry to make amends for what's happened the last little bit to them, and they're looking at us as a rival. So it's got the makings of a pretty good weekend.
And Coach, you talk about every week goaltending. Last weekend, Tommy Burke with the start on Friday and Chris Nell on Saturday. Assess their performance and looking forward to this week.
Well, I think Tommy was the one guy who seemed to be focused on Friday night, and I thought he played well. But you know, obviously, you get the loss. He only gave up 3 goals. The 2 of the goals were empty nets. And Saturday, I thought Chris played well. He made some big saves. The 2 goals at the end. The first goal was a turnover on our part, but a puck I'd like to see him have. And the second goal was just a pretty crazy scramble in front of our net. But the mindset is, with 3 minutes to go in the third period, we're up 2 goals. It should be over. And I want the goaltender to have that mindset, have that focus. That there's no way they're coming back. Obviously, as a young guy, he's still figuring through that. And for the most part this year, he's been good at that. And now the group in front of him, like I said, turn over a few pucks and let him down a little bit. But I thought it was good. I don't think by any means did he need to carry us Saturday night. He made some big saves, as their guy did. And ultimately gave up a couple late.
Well, Coach, I appreciate the time. Best of luck this weekend against Ferris State, and I'll talk to you next week after the series.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.